Well, well, well. You walk in, the room tilts, eyes flick, not at you, through you. They whisper. They think they're clever. You already knew. A pause, a heartbeat. Then the doubt creeps, the kind that makes knees wobble. Patterns, small at first, predictable. And yet, you see more, much more. They laugh. You smile. They shiver. You do not. It's in the subtle glance, the skipped word, the hesitation. Every lie stutters. You don't need proof. You never ask. You just know. And that knowledge, it's not quiet. It whispers in corridors. It lingers in their minds. They feel it, even when they pretend not to, even when they avoid your gaze, even when they think the game is theirs. This is the creep, the unease, the quiet domination of perception. You're already there. They just don't realize it yet. It starts small, almost polite, a look that lingers, half a second too long. You feel it first, before thought, before logic. Something shifted, not loud, not dramatic, just off. People around you adjust. They don't know why, neither do you. Yet, their voices change pitch, their jokes land differently, smiles arrive late. You didn't do anything. That's the problem. You're calm, too calm. You're listening, not reacting, not chasing. That's when it happens. They sense it, a pressure, like being watched, but no eyes. You catch patterns mid-air, unfinished sentences, breaths taken too fast. They try to hide it, they always do, but your body already knows. Your mind follows later. You don't stare, you don't interrogate, you don't push. You simply register, and that registration, it changes the room. People fill silence quickly now, over-explain, correct themselves. You didn't accuse, yet they defend. Interesting, right? You notice who leans back, who crosses arms, who suddenly needs their phone. Micro movements, tiny leaks. Most miss them. You don't, not because you're trying, because you can't not see. It's instinctual, untrained, annoyingly accurate. You feel the truth before it wears words. That's the subtle signal, not a vision, not magic, alignment. Your intuition sinking with reality's cracks. They feel exposed without being touched. They call it vibes. They call it weird. They call you intense. But deep down, they know you see something they hoped stayed invisible. And that knowledge sits between you, quiet, heavy, no confrontation needed, no declaration made, just presence. That's why it creeps them out, because you noticed, before they were ready. And this is only the beginning. It stops feeling random. That's when it clicks. You've seen this before. Different faces, same rhythm. They repeat themselves, not words, behaviors. Apologies arrive late, excuses arrive early, promises sound recycled, timing gives them away. You start predicting reactions before they happen, not guessing, recognizing. When you pause, they rush. When you stay silent, they talk too much. Interesting pattern. They think they're adapting. They're not. They're following scripts, old ones. You notice how pressure makes them consistent. Stress strips originality. That's when truth leaks. The same deflection, the same smile, the same denial curve. Different day, same move. You don't confront. You catalog. You let them finish. That's the trick. People reveal everything when they think they're being heard. You notice who repeats stories, who edits details, who avoids specifics. Patterns don't lie. People do. You see motivations hiding under coincidence. You catch intentions mid-behavior. They say it's nothing. You hear it's familiar. That's when your certainty grows, quiet, heavy, unshakable. You don't feel excited. You feel confirmed. They sense the shift. You're no longer reacting. You're tracking. That's unsettling. Because once patterns appear, they can't disappear. Every action now echoes a previous one. They feel predictable. And that scares them. Not because you know, but because you don't need proof. You already mapped them. They test you. Subtle lies, small distortions. You don't flinch. Your calm becomes suspicious. They realize you're not impressed, not confused, not surprised. You're ahead, and they feel it, that creeping awareness that they've been doing the same thing the whole time while you've been watching, not judging, not interrupting, just noticing. That's when their confidence cracks, because patterns don't apologize. They expose, and now you can't unsee what's standing right in front of you. This is where it slips, not all at once, drop by drop. They start correcting themselves, mid-sentence, too fast. You didn't challenge them, that's the mistake. Truth leaks easiest. When no one pushes, they add details nobody asked for. They over-clarify, over-smile, over-explain. You notice the tension behind their eyes, a flicker, then gone. They swear they recalm. Their body disagrees. Hands fidget, feet angle away. You don't react. That's unbearable for them. Silence becomes a mirror. They see themselves, thinking, adjusting, filtering. You hear contradictions stacking. One version today, another tomorrow. Same event, different framing. That's not memory loss. That's control loss. They try to regain ground. Casual jokes, deflections. Relax, it's nothing. Nothing always needs defending. You let it breathe. Pressure does the work. You never have to. Their voice tightens. Their pacing breaks. You see the moment. They realize, not everything. Enough. That realization terrifies them, because now every word feels dangerous. Every pause feels loud. They begin watching you, instead of themselves. Too late, the leak already happened. A truth escaped. Before they notice the crack, you don't expose them, you don't announce it. That's the cruelty. You carry the knowledge, quietly, and that quiet, it echoes. They leave the interaction, feeling lighter, and somehow seen. You stay still. Because once truth leaks, it doesn't go back in. It spreads, slow, invisible, inevitable. And they know the mask is thinning. Something settles, not excitement, not relief, clarity. Your body relaxes first. Your mind follows. You stop scanning. You stop guessing. There's no urgency now. You're no longer wondering if you're right. You're adjusting to being right. That's the shift. Your reactions slow. Your responses shorten. You speak less, say more. You don't need validation. You don't need agreement. Knowing is enough. You notice how control feels different now. Quieter, heavier. You're not trying to win. You're positioning. Every move becomes deliberate. You let people approach you, not the other way around. Your presence changes weight. Rooms don't feel the same. Conversations bend. You are not intimidating. You're certain. That's worse. Certainty doesn't chase, doesn't explain. It waits, and waiting, that's power. You feel it lock in. No ego, no rush, just alignment. You've crossed an internal line. There's no going back to unknowing. And strangely, you're calm about it, because now you trust yourself. This is where it moves, not announced, not dramatic. Control never is. You stop responding on instinct. You start responding on timing. That difference matters. They speak first now. They fill gaps. They check your face. You don't give them much. A nod, a pause, silence. Silence does the work. They adjust their tone to match yours. They didn't mean to. It just happened. You notice how people begin seeking your reaction before finishing their thought. That's new. Authority doesn't shout. It rearranges behavior. You're no longer part of the emotional flow. You're above it. Watching patterns repeat without touching them. They feel it slipping. Decisions slow on their side. Second guessing creeps in. They ask questions they used to answer. Does that make sense? Am I explaining this right? You didn't demand clarity. They offered it. That's the migration. Power leaves chaos and moves towards certainty. Your certainty. You don't threaten. You don't corner. You allow. And allowance is dangerous because it makes people reveal what they value. They begin negotiating without realizing it, softening words, lowering demands, trying to stay aligned. With you, you never promised safety, yet they seek it. Your calm becomes the reference point. Your reactions set the temperature. That's when they realize, too late. They're responding to you, not the situation, not the facts. You, and the moment control migrates, it doesn't return. Because now, you don't need to act. You just let things unfold toward you. Effortless, unforced. That's the shift they fear most. This is where fear shows itself, not loud, not obvious, messy. They start misreading you, overthinking pauses, inventing meanings. Your silence feels intentional now. They replay conversations. After you leave, that didn't happen before. Sleep gets lighter, thoughts loop. They wonder what you noticed. That question eats them. They test the ground, casual messages, unnecessary check-ins, forced normalcy. You respond the same, calm, unbothered. That's unbearable. Because fear needs reaction to measure itself. You give none. They feel exposed without being attacked. That's panic. Their confidence fractures, tiny cracks everywhere. They contradict themselves faster now, correct mid-sentence. They watch your eyes for confirma. She on. They don't find it. Breathing changes, movements tighten. You see survival behavior. People only panic when control feels unreachable. They try to regain it. Overconfidence, sudden authority, false certainty. It doesn't land. You don't push back. You let it collapse. Fear hates patience, because patience means you're not threatened, and if you're not threatened, then they are. They start avoiding you, or hovering. Both mean the same thing. You became the unknown variable, the one thing they can't read that terrifies them. Not because you're dangerous, but because you're accurate, and accuracy leaves no hiding place. So panic rises quietly, internally, while you remain steady. That contrast is what breaks them. It ends without noise. That's the part they miss. No confrontation, no victory speech, just silence. You don't assert, you don't claim. You are. They adjust around you now, automatically. Plans change, words soften, edges disappear. You never asked. Your presence does it. They measure themselves before speaking. That hesitation, that's the final transfer. You don't need answers anymore. You already have them. They feel known, not understood, known. And that's heavier. You become the reference, the quiet authority, not feared loudly, feared privately, because there's no move against silence, no argument against certainty. You don't watch them now. They watch themselves. That's domination, internal, permanent. You walk away unchanged. They don't. They replay, re-evaluate, second guess. You stay still. The world doesn't shift for you. People do, and they never admit why. They just know something about you feels unavoidable. It doesn't stop with them. That's the part you learn later. This ability, this knowing, doesn't switch off when room's empty. It follows you. You start sensing outcomes. Before decisions are made, you feel endings while others are still excited about beginnings, not pessimism, precision. You walk into situations already calibrated. You know who will matter, who will fade, who will try to test you, and who will fail silently. People call it intuition. That word feels too small. This is pattern gravity. Life begins bending toward what you already sensed. You don't rush anymore. You don't force alignment. You wait, because reality always catches up to those who can read it early. Some people feel inspired around you, others feel threatened. Both reactions come from the same place. They feel seen, and being seen, without permission, is destabilizing. You notice how lies avoid you now, how drama chooses easier targets. Chaos looks at you, then turns away. Not because you're aggressive, because you're accurate. Accuracy removes hope for manipulation. That's why people either respect you deeply or quietly distance themselves. There's no middle ground. You stop explaining yourself. Stop softening your perception to make others comfortable. Comfort was never your job. You realize something important. This ability isn't about company. Troll. It's about alignment. When you trust what you know, you stop betraying yourself and self-trust. That's the real threat. Because a person who trusts their internal signal cannot be rushed, cannot be gaslit, cannot be easily redirected. They must be negotiated with or avoided. You don't announce this shift. You don't brand it. You let people discover it the hard way. Through mischances, through misjudgments, through realizing, too late, that you were already ahead. And the strangest part? You're not proud of it. You're not arrogant. You're calm. Calm is terrifying to people who rely on noise. So when they say you creep them out, they're not talking about fear. They're talking about recognition. They sense that you operate on a level they don't have access to. Not because you're better, because you listen to something they keep ignoring. That quiet signal, that internal certainty, the one that never shouts, never begs, never explains. It just knows. And now, so do you.